semiconductor diodes. Here we see the revision and introduction of semiconductors, classification of metals, semiconductors and insulators. So what are if any material is there, then that material we can classify in three groups. First one is metals, second one is semiconductors and third one is insulators. So this classification can be done on the basis of conductivity. On the basis of the relative values of electrical conductivity S or resistivity R, that is 1 upon S, the solids are broadly classified as metals or conductors, semiconductors or insulators. Means any material, if its conductivity is more, then we say that it is metal. If it is moderate, then it is known as semiconductor, and if it is less or zero, then it is known as insulators. Metals or conductor. Certain metallic substances like silver, copper, aluminum, all these materials we know that they are good conductor of electricity. So such type of materials like silver, copper, aluminum contain a large number of free electrons which serve as a charge carriers, because large number of free electrons are present in the outermost orbit of these materials like silver, copper, aluminum, and such type of electrons, free electrons, they will work as a charge carrier, means they can transfer the charge, and therefore we say that they are good conductor of electricity. These substances are said to be conductors. The process vary low resistivity or high conductivity, means such type of conductor metals, if they have a good conductor, means their resistivity is low or as well as high conductivity. So here we can say that the resistivity is lies between 10 raised to power minus 2 to 10 raised to power minus 8 Weber per meter, or the SIM conductivity, we say that it is shown by us. If it is 10 raised to power 2 to 10 raised to power 8 Siemens per meter, then such type of material it is known as metals or conductors. Semiconductors, they have resistivity or conductivity intermediate to metals and insulator. Means semiconductor are such type of material, their resistivity or conductivity lies between the metals, means good conductors and insulators. In between these two, if the material have resistivity or conductivity, then they are known as semiconductors. These materials show properties of insulators below 0 degree Kelvin temperature. Means at 0 degree Kelvin or below 0 degree Kelvin temperature, these semiconductors they will work like or they will behave like insulators. But at the same time, at room temperature, they behave like a conductor. Means they will show the property of insulator as well as conductor. So such type of materials they are known as semiconductors. At 0 degree Kelvin temperature, they will work as an insulator. At the same time, at room temperature, they will behave like a conductor, and therefore such type of materials they are known as semiconductor. So which are the material they are known as semiconductor? Here examples are given: silicon, germanium. These are the main examples of semiconductor. Large number of different semiconductors are there, but silicon and germanium, these are the pure atoms. They shows the property of semiconductor. So here we say that the resistivity, if it lies between 10 raised to power minus 5 to 10 raised to minus 6 Weber meter, or conductivity 10 raised to power 5 to 10 minus 5 to 10 raised to power minus 6, then it is known as semiconductors. Insulators. There are certain substances which have few electrons available as a charge carrier. Example: plastic, glass, mica. These materials have few number of charge carrier present, or zero we say approximately zero or less number of charge carrier are present. Such type of materials they are known as insulators. These substances are known as insulators. They have high resistivity or low conductivity. Such type of material have high resistivity, means resistance is too much high, and conductivity is low conductivity. Here example we say that the range of resistivity is 10 raised to power 11 to 10 raised to power minus 19, such huge resistivity is there, or at the same time conductivity is 10 raised to power minus 11 to 10 raised to power minus 19 Siemens per meter. These values of R and S, that is resistivity and conductivity given above, are the inductive of magnitude and could will get go outside the range as well. Classification of the basis of energy bands. Inside the crystal, each electron has a unique position and no two electrons see exactly the same pattern of surrounding charges. Because of this, each electron have a different energy level. If we consider the atoms or in electrons in an atom, each and every electron have a different energy level. There is slight change in energy level in each electrons. These different energy level with continuous energy variation from form what are called energy band. So such type of energy level, if we say that the 5 electrons having different energy levels are there, slightly different change in their energy levels, then the all these 5 energy levels of these 5 electrons, they are total, they are a totally it we consider that it is known as energy bands. Means all these 5 energy levels together, it is known as energy bands. Valence band. The electron in the outermost orbit of an atom are called valence electrons. Outermost orbit, if any electron, if it is present in the outermost orbit, then it's such type of electron, it is known as valence electrons. The energy band which includes the energy level of these valence electrons is called valence band. In such type of valence electrons, if we consider that there are 5 valence electrons are there, then there are 5 valence energies are there for these valence electrons. Each and every electron one energy level is there, and such type of all 5 energy levels for 5 valence electrons together, it is known as valence band. The valence electrons loosely attached to the nucleus, which can be easily detached from the nucleus by applying some external energy, are called free electrons. These valence electrons, they are loosely attached with the nucleus, and if some external energy is applied, they can easily detach. Detach means they will remove from the atom, we say that, and therefore these are known as free electrons. The empty energy band just above the valence band is called conduction band. The energy gap between the valence band and conduction band is called forbidden energy gap. Now here we consider this is the one type of atom. Here we say that the electrons which are present in the outermost orbit, they are known as valence electron. Here we consider that it is nucleus, and the electrons in the outermost orbit, it is known as valence electron. Now such type of valence electrons, if they get a small amount of energy, external energy, then such type of electron, it will detach from the atom. Such type of electron, it is detached from the atom, म्हणजे atom मधून तो electron बाहेर पडतो, detached from the atom, and such type of electron is known as free electron. So by some external energy is absorbed by this electron and it is detached from the atom. So such type of electron, it is known as free electron. If it is present in the outermost orbit, then it is known as valence electron, and when some a small amount of energy if it get, then it will detach from the outermost orbit or from the atom nucleus of the atom, and therefore such type of electron, it is known as free electron. Metallic conductors or metals. Normally the conduction band is empty, but when overlaps on the valence band, electrons can move freely to it. This is the case with metallic conductors. Means in case of metallic conductors, normally conduction band is empty, but the conduction band and valence band both are overlapped to each other. Insulator. If there is some gap between the conduction band and the valence band, electrons in the valence band all remain bound and no free electrons are available in the conduction band. This makes metals an insulator. Insulator means the energy band gap between the valence band and conduction band and valence band. This energy band gap is too much large and therefore no free electrons are available in conduction band. Therefore, it is known as insulator. Therefore, it is known as insulators. Semiconductors. Some of the electrons from the valence band may gain external energy to cross the gap between the conduction band and the valence band. These electrons will move into the conduction band. At the same time, they will create vacant energy level in the valence band where other valence electrons can move. So, such type of materials, they are known as semiconductors. Thus, the process of creating creates a possibility of conduction due to electrons in conduction band as well as due to the vacancies in the valence band. This makes material semiconductor. Means few electrons are moved from valence band to conduction band, and due to that vacancies are also generated in valence band and few electrons are available in conduction band. These are known as semiconductors. Now here we have seen show the properties of metals, semiconductors and conductors. So in case of metals like this, here we say that A is the metal. Here we say that the conduction band and valence band both are overlap with each other. This is the middle portion, that is overlap. EC means EC and EV. Valence energy level and conduction energy level both are overlap. Here we say that the energy band gap is Eg is the energy band gap. Now here the in case of insulators, this energy band gap Eg is greater than 3 electron volt. This energy Eg is energy band gap is more than 3 electron volt. Therefore, the electrons which are present in valence band cannot cross the band gap, forbidden energy gap, and therefore conduction band is empty. This conduction band is empty in case of insulators, and therefore electron cannot jump from valence band to conduction band. Now in case of in semiconductor, this energy band gap is less than 3 electron volt, and this energy band gap is less than 3 electron volts. So few electrons which are present in valence band, they will cross the forbidden energy gap and they will come to the conduction band. So this is one type of graph in which metals, semiconductors and insulators are shown. In case of metals, here it is the valence band and here it is the conduction band, both are overlap. So this is the portion of overlap, and therefore the valence electrons are freely available, therefore they are known as metals. In case of semiconductors, valence band and conduction band, the energy band gap is too much less. At 0 degree Kelvin temperature, valence band is completely filled and conduction band is empty. But at room temperature, few electrons will jump from valence band to conduction band, and therefore here the charge carriers are present, free electrons are present, and therefore current will flow in semiconductors. In case of insulators, this band gap is too much large, electron cannot jump from valence band to conduction band, and therefore in case of insulator there is no flow of electricity. Intrinsic semiconductor. A semiconductor in an extremely pure, no impurity form is called intrinsic semiconductor. If any semiconductor, if it is in pure form, means there is no impurity. If there is no any impurity, then such type of semiconductor, it is known as intrinsic semiconductor. Here we see the example, pure silicon and germanium atom. So here is the silicon atom and here is the germanium atom. These two atoms are known as semiconductors. Why semiconductors? Because the outermost orbit, they have 4 electrons. In case of silicon, in the outermost orbit there are 4 electrons. In case of germanium, in the outermost orbit there are 4 electrons, and these are known as tetravalent. These semiconductors, silicon and germanium, they are known as tetravalent atoms. Now here, like this one silicon atom is there, So if we consider here also one neighboring silicon atom, here is also one neighboring silicon atom, here is also one neighboring silicon atom, and here is also one neighboring silicon atom. So this silicon atom, they have four neighboring silicon atoms. Therefore this silicon atom, it will attach with this another silicon atom with covalent bond. Here also they are attached with covalent bond, here also they are attached with covalent bond, and here also they are attached with covalent bond. And therefore for this silicon atom, in the outermost orbit, these two electron, these two and these two are like this. In the outermost orbit there are 8 electrons are there, because they share their electron with the neighboring silicon atom, and therefore such type of silicon molecule, it is stable. Why stable? Because now in the outermost orbit there are 8 electrons. With the help of covalent bond, they share their electron with the neighboring silicon atoms, and therefore for this particular silicon atom, there are 8 electrons in the outermost orbit, because they are covalently bond with their neighboring atoms, and therefore the silicon atom, pure silicon or intrinsic semiconductor, is stable. Covalent bond in silicon. So like this, by sharing this, if we consider any one silicon atom, so these are 2 electrons, here also 2 electrons, here also 2 electron, and here also 2 electron. So like this silicon atom have, in the outermost orbit, have 8 electrons, and therefore by covalent bond in silicon, it is shown that these atoms are stable atoms. Doping, the process of deliberating adding impurity atoms in an intrinsic semiconductor crystal, is called doping. So doping is the process in which we deliberately add impurity atoms in the intrinsic, means pure semiconductor crystal, and such type of process, it is known as doping. Eccentric semiconductor, when a small amount, say a few parts per million ppm of suitable impurity is added to the pure semiconductor, the conductivity of semiconductor is increased manifold. Such materials are known as eccentric semiconductors or impurity semiconductor, because some impurity is added, therefore it is known as impurity semiconductors, or such type of semiconductors, they are known as eccentric semiconductor. Before this we have seen the intrinsic semiconductor. So semiconductors are classified in two groups: intrinsic semiconductor and eccentric semiconductor. Intrinsic semiconductor is pure semiconductor, eccentric semiconductor is impurity semiconductors, because deliberately we add few impurities in this eccentric semiconductor. Why we add? Because to increase its conductivity. To increase its conductivity, some impurities added, and therefore such type of semiconductors, these are known as eccentric semiconductors. Pentavalent and trivalent atom. So impurities, here we consider that this is the pentavalent atom, it is known as antimony. In the outermost orbit there are 5 electrons. Here we consider boron, in the outermost orbit there are 3 electrons. So such type of atom, it is known as pentavalent, and such type of atom, it is known as trivalent. So in the outermost orbit, how many electrons are there, how many valence electrons are there? So that is the valency of that atom. So here we say that antimony, it have the 5 valency, because in the outermost orbit it have 5 electrons. In case of boron, the valency is 3, because in the outermost orbit it have 3 electrons. Now here we consider that by adding antimony or boron, if we add the pentavalent atom, then here it is initially silicon atom is there. This silicon atom is replaced by 5th group element, that is antimony or pentavalent atom antimony, and therefore out of 5, the 4 electrons are attached with the neighboring 4 silicon atoms, and 1 electron is free. Such type of free electron, it is known as donor impurity, contribute free electron. This is the donor impurity. Antimony is the donor impurity, and this donor impurity can contribute 1 electron, that is free electron. In case of boron, in the outermost orbit 3 electrons are there. So these 3 electrons are attached with the neighboring silicon atom, out of 4 silicon atoms, 3 silicon atoms are attached with this boron atom, but one silicon atom it don't have the covalent bond with the boron atom, and therefore there is a deficiency of electron. Such type of deficiency it is known as hole, or such type of atom it is known as acceptor impurity creates a hole. So this is known as acceptor impurity. Boron is the acceptor impurity, and antimony is the donor impurity. So due to the donor impurity, free electrons are generated, and due to the acceptor impurity, holes are generated. There are two types of dopants used in doping of the tetravalent silicon or germanium atom. Already we have seen silicon and germanium. These are the tetravalent atom because in the outermost orbit they have 4 electrons, and in pure form these 4 electrons they are covalent bondly attached with the neighboring silicon or germanium atom. Pentavalent means valency 5. The elements that have 5 valence electron in their outermost orbit are called pentavalent impurity elements. These are fifth group elements like arsenic, antimony, phosphorus. These are the examples of pentavalent atoms, and in their outermost orbit they have only 5 electrons. These impurities are called donor impurities because these impurities donate excess free electrons. So already we have seen this is our antimony. So out of 5, 4 electrons are attached with their neighboring covalent bonds, silicon atom with covalent bond, but at the same time 1 electron is free and it is easily available. So such type of impurity it is known as donor impurity. The charge on electron is negative, therefore it is known as n-type semiconductor. Trivalent valency 3. These elements that have 3 valence electron in their outermost orbit are called trivalent impurity elements. These are third group elements like indium, boron, aluminum. These are the third group element in their outermost orbit. The 3 electrons are there, therefore their valency is 3. These impurities are also called acceptor impurities because the holes created have affinity to accept the electrons. So here there is a deficiency of electron because here one boron atom it will attach with their neighboring silicon atom with covalent bond. Another boron atom it will also attach with their neighboring silicon atom by covalent bond, and here also one electron it is attached with their neighboring boron atom with covalent bond. But at the same time for this silicon atom there is no any free electrons, and therefore here we will show that the deficiency of electron, and such type of deficiency of electron it is known as hole. So due to this boron or trivalent atom, holes are generated, and these holes they accept electrons, therefore such type of impurity it is known as acceptor impurity because on hole there is a positive charge, so electron can jump from another energy level to this, and therefore such type of impurity it is known as third group impurity. Donor impurity, the impurity element that donate, that is provide excess of free electron to the intrinsic semiconductor is called donor impurity. The donor impurity elements are pentavalent elements such as phosphorus, arsenic, antimony. So these are the pentavalent atoms, and such type of impurity it is known as donor impurity. Acceptor impurity, the impurity elements that accept the free electron from the intrinsic semiconductor is called acceptor impurity. The acceptor impurity elements are trivalent elements such as boron, gallium, aluminum. So such type of elements they are known as third group element, or they are known as acceptor impurity because they accept the electrons, and therefore they are known as acceptor impurity. So okay, so here we stop today's lecture. Thank you.